Hey everybody, good afternoon. This is April over at the Resellers Learning Curve. I am making my way down the street right now. I have to go from the suburbs back to downtown, and I'm not in the freeway mood. And I want to hit a couple of stores between here and there that I normally would probably not get to during the day. So I'm taking the scenic route, and I wanted to shoot this video because I'm actually leaving a store where I did not buy anything, but I dropped clothing off. So here's the deal. You guys know, if you've watched any of my previous videos, I often talk about how I love to shop and thrift and source at consignment stores. Excuse me. Consignment stores are like some of my favorite type stores to source at, simply because the inventory is curated to a certain degree, if that makes any sense. Meaning that if you take things in and they're not up to the standards of the store, they'll just reject them, and they let you know kind of off the bat that if you donate something and it's not worthy to go on our sales floor, we're just going to donate it. Like, you don't get to come and get a bag, none of that. We're just going to donate it. So I just dropped off some items at the consignment store. This is actually 2 weeks. You are allowed, as a consignee or a consignor, I'm not sure which one it is. I think it's a consignor. You're allowed to bring in up to 15 items a week. Both last week and this week, I took in my maximum 15 items. Right now, the store is actually prepping up for a major, huge semi-annual event that they have every year. I think twice a year. I said semi-annual. I think it's twice a year. It's called Girls Night Out, and it's a fundraiser. All the proceeds go to a local charity, a local cancer charity. They actually give cash assistance to people in the Mahoning Valley who are going through chemotherapy treatments. So I love this shop. I love their mission. I think the split on the consignment items is actually 60-40, meaning they keep 60% and I keep 40%. Nonetheless, these are things that I've purchased, and I've got them home, did my inspection, and realized that they weren't really things that were good for me to sell on eBay. There are things that some people might sell on eBay, but they weren't for me to sell on eBay because either they would take a long time to sell due to the flaws, or they would sell and then I would have a return or an unhappy buyer. Whatever the case may be, these were just items that I didn't feel were appropriate for me to send to eBay. So I am consigning them instead, because these are local women who shop at this store. I run into a lot of the same people at this store. I've made friends at this store. At one time, I had hired an accountant that I found at this spot. So this is one of those places that I've shopped at for years, as long as I've been a reseller. And I actually remember shopping at this store when I was working at the law firm, which is back in my beginning days as a reseller. And I found my first Willis and Geiger shirt, which in my resale career, I don't think I found more than 2 or 3 Willis and Geiger items, but I found one of them at the thrift store, the consignment shop that I'm talking about. And I remember that shirt being like $7 or $8, and I sold it almost instantly for like 60 bucks. And I was amazed. All the people I worked with, namely the attorneys I worked with, they were amazed that you could sell shirts online for 50 bucks, 60 bucks. So that's kind of what got me started in the resale game, is those type of finds, those things that sell super quickly, super easily, and they were low cost to buy, flip for a great profit margin. And now I'm hooked. Now I can't do anything else with my lunch break but go out here and get this thrift crack. Thrift crack. So yeah, I wanted to share that with you guys, that as of this moment, I am actually working on becoming a consignor at a local consignment shop. And it's not something I ever seriously considered working into my business model, my business plan, as far as how my resale operation works. But for weeks, Lisa's been begging me, like, April, bring stuff in, bring stuff in, bring stuff in. And eventually I looked around my workroom and I saw my death piles of clothing, and I said, you know what? I'm going to take some stuff in. One thing that I took in today that was probably the most exciting thing that I've taken in so far was a box of dishes. A box of dishes. I found them at Goodwill. I actually got a decent enough price. I paid a decent enough price for the entire set. It wasn't expensive. I want to say I had a coupon even. I usually have Goodwill coupons. And I looked up the artist whose art was on the dish set, and she has some items that sell really, really well. But when I got home and I dug down a little deeper and into my research, once again, research, I realized that this particular pattern, this particular artwork for her did not do great on dish sets. So they ended up not being worth as much as I thought they would be. As such, I have no desire to hustle dishes for minimal profit. So I just dropped those off at penny pinchers because, quite frankly, this is a consignment store that caters to older clientele. It's very different from a Plato's Closet or an Uptown Cheapskate. It's very, very different than those type of consignment stores. They have older shoppers at the store. And those particular dishes, I'm pretty confident, are going to do really, really well at this consignment store. So I'll probably end up winning in the end anyway. So I'm pretty happy about that. And I'm even more happy that I got that huge, massive box of dishes out of my house. Yes. So on that note, I hope you guys are having a great day. I hope you're out there finding ways to hustle and get to the bag, as the young folks say. Get to the bag. As for me, you know what I'm doing. I'm out here hustling always, every day. Every day I'm hustling. So if you have any comments, questions, or concerns, you can leave those down in the comments and I will check them as soon as I have a moment to do so. If not, have a fabulous day and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.